I am baffled. Baffled, I say, at the amount of support this channel has been getting as of late. We just hit 300 subscribers, which is amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough for this unprecedented support I've been receiving as of late. Truly, words cannot compensate for my gratitude towards every last one of you. I officially have the best 300 subscribers on the entirety of the YouTube platform. But as I digress, YouTube doesn't have any sort of golden play button for 300 subscribers, unfortunately, but I so happen to have the perfect substitute for a golden play button, and that is going to be a golden Prism break. Now, would you just look at that? You know, I think I'd take this over a gold 300 subscriber play button any day. So that, my friends, is my substitute for my 300 subscriber play button. So no doubt you have a few questions like, what's that watermark in the bottom right hand corner of the screen right there? Well, that is some art that Bombo3 made for me, so since that's celebrating 300 subscribers, I felt like that would make for an appropriate watermark, so be sure to go and check Bombo3's channel. It's in the description below. He deserves far many more subscribers than he has. But as I digress, we're going to take a little blast of the past and watch me as I unpack this character for the very first time, so we can just have a grasp of my initial reaction of this character. And on top of that, we're also going to be taking a look at the content I've been building up on the channel over the past few years, including the likes of Super Smash Bros, Transformers, and How to Train Your Dragon. So despite the fact that these two have the exact same name, the Skylander and the Transformer at hand, they look completely different. I suppose the only thing they have in common is that they're both a bit happy on the trigger, you could say. Oh wow, when you look up there, that is 100% a real toothless flying in the air right there.
That's a fake
dragon.
It's real!
Totally fake.
That is the most real, authentic, hysterical
dragon
my entire life.
But now with this little skit out of the way, we're going to look at some behind the scenes footage from my streams, mind you. So here I am with some behind the scenes of my Skylanders Superchargers live stream, at least for 300 celebration for it, mind you, to go alongside this 300 subscriber video I'm making. So you can of course see the screen up there, as well as my phone and my face cam for the whole stream section and everything. God love that. And then I also have my laptop down there just in case my comment section on the PlayStation breaks, because, you know, it kind of has a tendency to do that. Regardless, I also have all of my superchargers gathered around here to level them up as part of this stream, mind you. And then you can also see back here, which you cannot see in the face cam due to the angles of the cameras and everything, a little teaser for the upcoming lock. So, you know, kind of interesting how you guys can see that for the 300 video special I'm currently recording, but not for the live stream at hand. So regardless, I'm going to waste no more time getting into the stream, since I think this is certainly enough streamception, and let's get on with the rest of this awesome 300 subscriber video. So now with the behind the scenes out of the way, the lock I was actually teasing for you guys is going to be going live on Saturday, so be sure to check that out. But regardless, I have with me the package in which my gold Prism break came in. So we are of course going to be unpacking it, as I promised you guys previously, mind you. And what's so great about this package is that it's from the same people that I bought the gold bronze stick bomb from, the E3 hot dog, the metallic sprocket, the crystal shortcut, and the crystals for the bolt from. So naturally they once again left me with a very heartwarming message thanking me again for my purchase. So, you know, it's nice to know that I've been remembered and that I've been appreciated for my money mostly. But still, it's something that he didn't need to do, and it's something I appreciate. Though unfortunately, they put it on the same face of the box that had their return postcode on it, so that's why you have a photo in front of me as I talk to you guys about all of this. You know, because that way I can much more easily censor the address. But as I digress, I've been flailing around these systems like a fool. Do not do that at home. You have been warned. Regardless, we're going to waste no more time getting into this package, because you guys know what it is already. You literally saw it at the beginning of the episode, and as I explained it to you just now. Because after all, creating flashbacks is part of the edit, and I, as the editor, have the power to produce said flashbacks, so why the heck not take advantage of that to make for a more stylized video now? Am I right? Oops, so in we go here. As you can tell, I'm using different scissors this time, ones that, you know, couldn't cut my head off if I dared look at them incorrectly. It's like the sword from Kung Fu Panda, where, you know, legends say that it's so sharp you can cut yourself just by looking at it. But now with that little clip out of the way, I feel like a clip from Kung Fu Panda is a perfect way to, you know, or a perfect addition, I should say, to a 300 subscriber special. Then again, any clip from Kung Fu Panda would be a perfect addition to any video, period, because it's just that good of a franchise. Anyway, come on, Box, work with me here, buddy, work with me here. Hopefully I'm not damaging the goods inside, because that would be tragic. And what's so interesting about this is that you guys get to see my initial reaction to the chase variant here, which of course you didn't see at the beginning of the episode, because I just shown you the chase variant up straight. And there's even a bonus in this, which came for free. Yes, I didn't pay a single dime for the bonus in this one, and it's a very good bonus at that, so I'm very much looking forward to getting into that once, of course, I'm done with actually opening this box. Okay, there we go, we've got a cut halfway through, so now we've just got to finish off the other side of it all. Yep, carefully, of course. There you go, that's about as careful as they get, at least as careful as I get, mind you. Yeah, they've taped it well, very good for free postage of all things. In case you cannot tell, I like this buyer. I also like what I bought from said buyer. Okay, there you go, that should do it. Plenty of bubble wrap, so I'm going to assume that the figurines inside were far from harmed. Ooh, so here we go. So much bubble wrap, it's glorious. Gonna have a lot of fun with this later on, but for now, let's continue to unpack it. And now we've got even more tape just to keep these figurines even more secure and ensure even that they are not damaged, because believe me, for collector's items as rare as these, I do not want any damage in them, so I appreciate the seller going through the extra effort to ensure their protection. Out they come. Even more plastic, you've got to respect that. So we're going to leave the Hasta la Vistance for a little while, because we're going to start off with the free bonus, the Eruptor Macy's Day Balloon. I did not own this up until now, and the fact that this came for free of all things is such an awesome addition, because this alone goes for about 30-50 quid. And it's in perfect condition too. This collector sleeve at the back is perfect. Its colours are still bright and vibrant. It's been stored very, very well. And it looks so cool, the Macy's Day Balloon. Of course, this doesn't work in games, so we're not going to be able to explore that capability of it. But still, it's just such awesome packaging. The yellows and the blues create such a nice contrast with each other even. This is special Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade Eruptor. So yeah, very cool to have that. But now, as I put it before, time to get to the Hasta la Vistance. Ah! This is so cool! I think I've fallen in love. This is easily one of my favourite of the chase variants that I own, purely because it's gold! You can't go wrong with gold! So this chase variant is several things, you know, not only is it gold, but it's Snow Fox as well, and I love Snow. Snow is very playful, so it creates a very detailed, very cool looking chase variant. You've even got, of course, the little shiny foil for the internal packaging right here, since this is a light core figurine. My apologies that the light is literally reflecting off the gleam of this package right here, but man, the art card is amazing. It's got no bends or dings in it whatsoever. This is very clearly American packaging too. You can tell from this specific hook they use, because in the UK we have a double hooker rather than a single hooker. So yes, it's also an exclusive employee edition, so that's what makes it so rare. This is my most expensive chase variant so far. The sooner up close it's justified as to the expenses of this guy. Wow! Then on the back we of course have the fact that this is a light core figurine. We have the signature 1, 2, 3 of the light cores, which is fittingly Prism Break himself. We have back when you could actually use the QR codes for the online Skylanders games, including Skylanders Universe. And then we have other Earth Skylanders around the back here, so of course, you know, it's so great to return to Skylanders Giants packaging after all these years. And it says this isn't compatible with Spyro's Adventure. That's a lie. You can play it in Spyro's Adventure, of course, without the WoW Power. In fact, this figurine wouldn't have a WoW Power period because light cores, unfortunately, weren't granted that luxury. But I feel like they just crossed off the Spyro's Adventure light cores automatically just to make the light cores feel more in unison with one another because, of course, light core Shroom Boom, Chill, who else was from Giants? Shroom Boom, Chill. How am I forgetting these chase? Not these chase variants, these light cores. Pop Fizz and Jetpack, of course, those characters weren't backwards compatible, so they just, you know, patterned them all like that to keep them in unison, completely forgetting that light cores like Prism Break, Eruptor, Drobot, and Hex were perfectly backwards compatible indeed. But yes, I love this so much. I can't wait to play this in game with the golden version of Prism Break, aka my substitute for 300 subscriber gold play button, because of course that doesn't exist. My apologies for the terrible lighting here. I can't exactly turn the sun on and off. I bet Toothless wish he could, so that then, you know, when we saw him earlier he could be a little more stealth-like. Regardless, I have with me the first book in the How to Train Your Dragon book series, the book series which inspired the film franchise of the same name by, of course, Cressida Cowell. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. But regardless, I'm going to open this up and read to you the first line within the book. Once I can, of course, get to the first page at hand, mind you. And there's also an awesome little sketch right here of the Isle of Berk. You've got to love that detail right there. Cressida Cowell truly built up a really creative, unique world right here. But regardless, our first line reads, "There were dragons when I was a boy." Man, that gives me a really big nostalgic kick up the butt back to those first trailers within For the Hidden World, mind you.
There were dragons when I was a boy. Where they went, only a few know. Our story changed the world forever.
I'm not crying, you're crying. So here we are with the gameplay portion of this video that I was alluding to beforehand. So I'm going to be playing through the final level of Superchargers because I gone on ahead and leveled up my golden Snowflock Prism Break, utilising the Sky Diamond cheat in Skylanders Swap Force. And so naturally, with him only needing to level up from there, the final level in Superchargers is the perfect way to do that. So right now you can see fading in on the screen a secondary camera which has the portal set up before it, alongside my Eruptor Thanksgiving, Macy's Thanksgiving parade balloon, you could say, that figurine, and Hoot Loop on top of it, because why the heck not. Regardless, to maintain the gold theming of this video, we're going to be utilising the gold Hot Streak as our land vehicle of choice. That is if the game even wants to register it, mind you. Now, the main reason why I have to keep that off to the side is because with my Snowflocked Prism Break still being in the packaging, it's very hard to fit both the vehicle and his figurine on the portal at once, but we are still going to attempt it all the same. And what's so glorious about this chase variant is that it double functions as both a chase variant and a light core. So whenever we place it on the portal, we have that fantastic light core effect that the light core Prism Break is notorious for. So I apologise he's slightly slanted in the portal cam, but there is literally nothing I can do about it. The Trap Team portal is so small, and it's not like the Superchargers one is much bigger. Anyway, the water element is stronger here, so that sure is inconvenient considering that Prism Break here is not a member of the water element. Anyway, the gold lasers seemed quite appropriate for my gold Prism Break of all things, and on top of that I also gave him a gold hat as well, so, you know, this is taking gold to a whole new level, especially since, you know, this makes for a great substitute for a gold play button. Why would you want a gold play button when you can get a gold Prism Break instead? I'll take a gold Prism Break any day of the week as a substitute for no gold play button at 300 subscribers, since that is not a thing, unfortunately. Oh, boom, we got him. Oh boy, we're about to get gotten, and that does not sound very fun. I don't like the sound of getting gotten. Ouch. Even by the miniature draw over there. In fact, especially by the miniature draw over there, you could say. Okay, boom, we got her. We take this. So I might as well talk, whilst we're here, about my history with Prism Break, about, you know, how I got all of the figures and everything. So, I remember during Spyro's adventure with Prism Break, I remember getting his soul gem and witnessing the preview of his character, and he looks so broken. I was automatically assuming that Prism Break, a Skylander who looked really damn cool, and looked like an absolute monster in game, would be an incredibly hard figurine to come by. And I was somewhat correct. Prism Break was one of the hardest Spyro's Adventure characters to come by, at least at first, when, of course, you know, up until May, you couldn't find Skylanders from Spyro's Adventure anywhere, because Activision vastly underestimated how well Skylanders was going to sell. So they didn't produce nearly enough figurines to meet the demand for them. So because of that, you know, you could go into stores and find nothing but boomers for the first 7 months of the game's release. You know, you'd be lucky if you could find any character other than Boomer anywhere. Like, I remember going into a store once and finding a Voodoo, and that was considered lucky at the time. Although, speaking of Voodoo and Boomer, those are the two characters that were in a triple pack alongside Prison Break, so I suppose even talking about those characters is appropriate at this point. Oh boy, but taking lasers to the face, that would be much less appropriate, so we are going to avoid that at all costs. Anyway, there's also a chase variant from Spyro's Adventure for Prison Break that not many people know about, and that's going to be for Crystal Prison Break. And then we move on to Giants, where, you know, we went up from 2 versions of Prison Break to 4, because we had the Series 2 rendition, we had the Light Core rendition, and then the Light Core was so epic that they gave it 2 entire chase variants. It gave it a purely golden chase variant, and it was also given the far superior golden snow-flocked chase variant, which that's superior because it combines snow and gold, 2 of the most glorious looking things in the entirety of Skylanders history. And this is of course the employee edition of the character. You know, it's a chase variant which they gave out to all of the employees of the game for free, all of the developers of the game for free even. During Christmas times of 2012, I believe it would have been. And what's so hilarious is that not all of the developers of the game would have even played the game. It would have only really been the testers who would have played the game. The developers would have just coded for it, you know, the designers would have just made drawings for it. So the fact that, you know, not everybody played the game made it so that then certain employees didn't even want the figurines, so that's how they appeared on sites like eBay and all that. But still, since so few of them were ever made, that's what makes this such a rare and admirable figure, which is why I'm honoured to own it, mind you. So when it came to me acquiring the other Prison Breaks, so with the Light Core Prison Break, I'm pretty sure I just picked them up at a pre-owned shop somewhere for a really cheap price, because Light Core Prison Break, not the most expensive for figurines out there. Oh, dearie me, must be the end of the world as we know it. Yes, I did think that, actually. Okay, let's get the fist to keep the button down for us. But yeah, as I digress, that must have been how I got the Light Core Prison Break, which I don't remember. But the Series 2 Prison Break has a whole lot more interesting story behind it. So, my friend was into Skylanders heavily at the time. Edward, what was his name? You've seen him on the channel before. In fact, you can even see a photo of him on the screen right now. But as I digress, with Edward, oh yeah, we want that. Not that it's going to be much use. But he really wanted for his birthday a Series 2 Prison Break. So we went to game, and I couldn't see a Series 2 Prison Break at first, but I could see Series 2 Lightning Rod everywhere, so I'm like, I'll get him Series 2 Lightning Rod instead. I think we'll be happy with that. But then, once I got and grabbed for a Series 2 Lightning Rod, there was a Series 2 Prison Break hiding right behind it. So, you know, we was able to pick up a Series 2 Prison Break that was hidden behind the Lightning Rod, mind you. Oh boy, that's a lot of enemies. But yeah, after having buying that for his birthday, you know, we bought it about a week or so before his actual birthday, so I had it basically sitting on my desk before I could actually give it to him as a present. And it was so hard to resist the temptation of opening him up and playing him myself. That was such a difficult thing to avoid doing, because seriously, Prison Break looks so damn cool. His pose had so much detail implemented into it. I've previously mentioned about just how broken his wild power is, and if I didn't mention about it before, I'm mentioning about it now, so that's what counts. Anyway, now I've got to remember these patterns and platform well. And once again, Thought Element is stronger here, so that sure is inconvenient. Anyway, we could speak to Persephone over there about upgrades, but we're not going to, and I suppose calling her Persephone is appropriate, because we're talking about the first two games, back when people mispronounced Persephone as Persephone, so, you know, I'm kind of giving everyone a kick of nostalgia here. Anyway, then Swap Force came out with Hyper Beam Prison Break being the one and only version of Prison Break in that game. How underwhelming. We go from getting, you know, 4 versions of Prison Break in not in Trap Team and Giants, and then only one version of him in Swap Force. But anyway, when it came to Hyper Beam Prison Break, I never actually got the figurine during the run of Skylanders Swap Force. I had to wait to get him in a Champions Pack when they were available in Skylanders Imaginators. He came in a Champions Pack alongside Hornblast, Whirlwind, and Zulu, which is quite funny because in Swap Force there was also a triple pack with Hornblast, Whirlwind, and Hyper Beam Prison Break in it. But instead of Zulu in that pack, there was Riptide. But as I digress, I was waiting for a sale to come onto that pack because when Imaginators first came out, that pack was £30. So it was £10 per Skylander, which definitely wasn't worth it for the old Swap Force characters, especially when, you know, you could get 2 Senseis for that exact same price. So getting the Senseis for Imaginators was way better, especially since all of the old Skylanders, including the old Skylanders in those re-released packs, were all nerfed, so you know, that was a bit of a waste. However, one day I went into game, and they had the pack on sale for £3, so basically it was 90% off, and I wasn't going to say no to that, because I needed both Hornblast, Whirlwind, and Hyper Beam Prison Break. So £1 for both of those, and a free Zulu, was absolutely worth it, and far more cheaper than getting them all separately. Okay, we've got to be careful of that spinny dude right there. And then bring in our lasers once again. Oh, if only Prison Break was an air Skylander, but he's not. Okay, we're going to finish him off with the Crystal Explosion. So unfortunately, despite the fact that this path is more aesthetically pleasing with the gold lasers, it's also the much weaker one. Sure, it's better for reflecting your beams, but that's about it. The other path has more powerful shards, it has a double-layered Crystal Explosion attack, and it gives you increased armor, so that makes the other path superior to this one in every meaning of the word superior, in other words. But hey, Golden Prison Break deserves golden lasers. Oh boy, that guy keeps hitting me, and it's awfully rude of him. Ouch. Well, thanks for the advice there, Flynn, but we are going to finish these guys off, and... I was about to say grab the Jello, but those guys run away for Jello. Apparently those guys love Jello as much as I do. And I'm calling it Jello because that's what you Americans call it, despite the fact that here in the UK it's known as jelly, which no doubt raises a question to all the Americans. Whoa, then what do you call jelly? We call jelly jam, which is a far superior name because, you know, it's basically fruit all jammed together. Our system of naming things is just far more logical than yours. Ouch. Ouch. This is not a very effective way to take down Dro. You know, this is a video on what not to do when you're fighting these guys. You're welcome. Anyway, we got ourselves some orange jelly and some green jelly, so I suppose that can be question of the video. What is your favourite form of jelly? Green or purple?
For the sake of saving time, I decided to skip over the Chaos Boss fight entirely and go straight ahead to the moment where I leveled up my Golden Snowflock Prison Break to level 18, which is pretty damn close to level 20, but for the sake of the video, close will have to cut it.
That was pretty brutal right there, but don't you worry, I'm not watching this incredibly crappy movie. I'm just skipping ahead to the good part, aka the forest fight, because let's be honest, despite how terrible this movie is, this action right here is pretty goddamn entertaining. Would you look at that awesome Skylanders carry case back there, but regardless, the point of this here cameo clip is to talk about How to Train Your Dragon, which of course brings up the question, why is The Last of Us Part 2 in frame right now? Well, simply put, I have been making a lot of content behind this game, so it's kind of appropriate to blend this and How to Train Your Dragon together, because the predecessor to The Last of Us Part 2, the original Last of Us, has a voice actor within it known as Nolan North, who played one of the villains of the game. He was the main leader of the cannibalistic group towards the end of the game, mind you. So naturally speaking, what makes Nolan North such an impressive voice actor is that he's done voice work outside of The Last of Us, and within the How to Train Your Dragon franchise of all things. Nolan North was none other than the voice actor of Stoic the Vast in the DreamWorks Dragons and Race to the Edge TV shows. So yes, these games are inevitably linked to the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, believe it or not. Yeah, might as well draw the full circle in this video and end it off with the Skylander that started it, and the Skylander that's been the mascot of the entire video, you could say, that being my golden snowflock prism rate, because man, that is glorious. Every single time I look at it, I love it a little bit more, not gonna lie. But regardless, you guys might remember that at the very beginning of the video, I alluded to Smash content, which hasn't seemed to have appeared in the video just yet. And it's been like a decade since I first mentioned that, or at least it feels like that, with how long this has taken to edit. I mean, like, seriously, just look at all those assets on the screen I had to sort through. But as I digress, that's going to be included as part of some bonus content after I sign off, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But for now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm going to end off with a little story about my most recent visit to CEX. So it turns out I originally thought that this form in which the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy came in was only available in a DVD format. I could have been more wrong, because you can actually get this exact same packaging with the exact same movies in a Blu-ray format as well. And I discovered this at my local CX for the first time because it was hidden amongst a huge crowd of Blu-rays that could be found within the store. Not only that, but the store had actual Skylanders in it, so that was a pure miracle. And amongst them was a Hurricane Jetpack, which I really needed to pick up because the chip inside my original one had broken, so the portal just wouldn't register it whatsoever. So I managed to pick up the replacement on that very visit. But I stayed far away from the Transformers stuff, so I waited until I got home to check out what my local store had in stock when it came to Transformers, as you can see on the screen right now. And the main reason why I avoided it is because of the fact that most of it is garbage. I mean, like, sure, there are some hidden gems in there, and that's what makes the Transformers franchise so great. It's so full to the brim with garbage that when you find the good stuff, the truly good stuff, it feels so much more rewarding, and it makes the good stuff even better when you compare it to the bad. But regardless of that, that's it for my little story time. So it's time for me to officially end off this video with a bang, that being my golden snowflocked prison break. I will be seeing you all in the next one, and until that moment rises, peace. I wanted to end off this video in the most chaotic, memorable way possible, so naturally that chaos is going to ensue with a 8-player Smash and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with 8 characters supporting their golden skins, mind you, since this is a gold themed video, so I suppose having 8 characters duke it out with their gold alternate costumes is an appropriate way to end off the video, as well as create that chaos and memorability that I was talking about earlier. So without further ado, we're going to get into this to find out who can create the most chaos and take home the victory and prove themselves as the best golden member of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So we're going to be playing, well, by we I mean for CPUs, we're going to be playing on New Pork City, so you know, it's going to be a bit more chaotic due to the fact that it's such a big stage, mind you. So we've got some explosions towards the right over there, so so chaotic in fact you can barely even tell what's going on. Then there's also Samus firing off some rockets. We got Marth being launched off. Oh, but now we've also got some more knockback towards the bottom left right there. Marth barely managed to save himself. Now Pit's going in with some forward aerials. We've got Little Creature towards the bottom platform right there, and a power block on top of it all. Of course, towards the very right we have Captain Falcon, but he's been launched up by the power block. Rosalina's barely managing to recover right there, and then Samus is using her Teffa to deal damage to said Rosalina, who's now bringing in some aerial combos. Okay, now we've got Rosalina being launched up by several air-based attacks. Oh, and we also have Dark Pit towards the towards the right there, taking some aerial hits, or at least delivering them is what I meant to say. Regardless, we now have Captain Falcon side being back on stage. Oh, we have Pit with his forward tilt getting 2 KOs. This is looking good for Dark Pit right here. Anyway, Rosalina and Luma has gone and got her final smash, and fortunately it has managed to catch one person within its fire explosion, but it did manage to defeat Peach in the process. Oh, we have Pit getting some forward aerials right now on Captain Falcon, as well as some neutrals on Rosalina and Luma, but Captain Falcon got his revenge by up specialing on Pit. Oh, we now got Dark Samus going in with neutral airs. And my camera going all over the place on top of that all. Okay, so Marth is going in with some neutral airs once again. Oh, and some forward aerials, but he's now been shrunken down, causing him to get KO'd by none other than, well, no, it was Marth who KO'd Roy. In this case, there's too many sword fighters. So now Marth is going in with some attacks on Roy and Captain Falcon alike. Oh, Captain Falcon's got himself a Fire Flower. Oh, we're approaching the last 10 seconds. We have Springman at the very bottom right there. That arms representation since Min Min has now been introduced. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our winner is none other than Rosalina and Luma. Of course, her final smash towards the end right there would have been the big game changer. And then Dark Pit takes home with second place, no doubt, because he got those combos off the very right of the stage. And then there's Marth and Dark Samus joined at third place. And then we have a 4-way tie between Roy, Peach, Terry, and Captain Falcon for the 5th place spot. So yes, Rosalina and Luma didn't get KO'd a single time, but she did, however, get 3 KOs. In fact, her and Dark Samus were the only people who didn't get any KO, who were never KO'd even. So it doesn't even matter that Samus didn't get any points of her own. The fact that she didn't lose any is what evened her out to get the 3rd place spot, mind you. Would you look at Flameslinger, Crash Bandicoot and Jetpack in the top left hand corner of the screen right now? Here's the problem, nobody likes Jetpack, so that is much better. As I digress, Optimus Prime would have made an awesome addition in Super Smash Bros. Despite the fact that he naturally wouldn't fit in as much as the other characters, since he's a TV-based and film-based character rather than a video game-based character. But still, he could have a really unique moveset, with, of course, some neutral combos revolving around for several different weapons he can utilize, such as his plasma cannons and his signature axe. Or, you know, on top of that, he could also have a transforming mechanic that could definitely make him unique in terms of his gameplay. So really, the only problem I would have with this character in Smash, quite literally, would be the fact that he wouldn't fit in as much as the rest of the cast. And oh no, Jetpack seems to have seeped back into the frame again. That's what happens when your arms get a little sore and can't quite keep things in place.